Now, first, the sad news dominating all of today's newspapers and across the weekend is the tragic and untimely death of Boyzone star Stephen Gately, who passed away in Mallorca this weekend at the age of just 33. And, well, just a complete shocker. I don't think any of us could have even seen that one coming. I knew Stephen very well from my time as a music journalist and worked with him for many years during his time with Boyzone. And I spoke to Louis Walsh yesterday, and I think he expressed everything when he refused to appear on the X Factor last night, which I thought was the most respectful thing he could have done.
Yes, absolutely.
And I thought he read the mood of the group just right with that. Any of you girls ever have the pleasure of getting to know Steve?
I met him a few times at, you know, events, you know, premieres and do's and things like that. In fact, Bo and I saw him last Sunday before last, and a kids' film premiere, and he always did what he usually does, which is, you know, he'll see you across the room, and he doesn't just wave, you know, he sort of
comes over,
very warm, came over, said hello to Bo, and was just very kind, and you know, he doesn't have to do that. He didn't, and that's how I remember him, really, as a warm, generous person.
Well, he came on this show a couple of times, and I think the last time they came on, they sang, and that's the only time I ever really met him. But, you know, as soon as I heard the news, I just thought it is, again, another horrible reminder of your own mortality at just 33 years old. It's just too sad.
Yeah. And I'd just like to offer my condolences. I never met him, to his family, and just say how so sad I am and sorry.
Mm. Yeah, you know, I think whenever somebody passes who has worked and lived in the public eye, people always trot out what feels like platitudes, and I say this with the utmost sincerity. He was one of the nicest guys you could have ever hoped to meet, and I think the world would be a much lesser place without him. And absolutely, our thoughts are with his family at this time. Now, as I mentioned quite rightly, as a mark of respect last night, Louis Walsh decided not to appear on last night's X Factor results show, which means that he wouldn't have got to see his act, Candy Rain, become the first to be voted off the show. But the Soup... Doesn't matter now, no one will remember him, will they? A showbiz. But the group certainly made an impression with their performance.
Rein it in.
Yes.
Really, seriously. I mean, the stories came out that, you know, you used to be pole dancing and all of that, and you want us to listen to you as singers, but there's certain things that...
You keep saying you want to prove yourself as singers and forget the past. Nobody's got the right to judge you on whatever you did in the past, but then you come out dressed a bit provocatively, and that's the image you give off. It's as simple as that.
So, do we agree with Danny and Cheryl and what they had to say there? Are women intimidated by other women who dress provocatively?
I agree with the girls, actually. I think that, you know, that if they want to be taken seriously as singers, then I thought their costumes got in the way. I think there's a time and a place to dress provocatively, and I think if they're trying to show that they're good singers and they're musicians, then I don't think that helped. And it's, you know, the provocative thing. I think there's a difference between someone being sexy and being overtly provocative. I thought that was overtly provocative and unnecessary. And, you know, like I said, a time and a place. If I was having a dinner and someone turned up at my house with all their bits hanging out and got their boobs out in front of my husband, I wouldn't be threatened by it. I'd be blooming annoyed.
I suppose...
What? Because it's cheating.
No.
Well, it's cheating because the rest of us have to rely on our intellect and a sense of humour.
Which, let me tell you, will carry you a lot further.
It isn't a problem. I just don't think you do. I wouldn't do it to somebody else's husband. I wouldn't have all my bits out on a platter for her.
Everybody has their bits out all the time now, don't they? Well, they do.
In fairness, just to clarify, what we didn't see there was what Cheryl was saying to them is, if you want to stay in this competition and you want the votes of the public, and let's face it, most of the people that vote on those kind of shows are women, you need to appeal to women. Simon then pointed out to her, well, hang on a minute, you dress like that in Girls Aloud. And she said, yeah, but not until way into our career when we'd established a fan base and we knew that they would they would follow with us on that. And I think she's absolutely on the money with that comment, Cheryl.
Well, the thing is, I didn't even know there used to be pole dancers. I was watching the show and you know, Cheryl went and told everybody because, you know, I didn't read the papers. I don't normally watch the show, but I was watching it, and actually I thought they were all right. And I thought, as a band, if that was their look, that's their look. And then she goes, well, nobody has the right to judge you on that. And then she starts judging them and what they're wearing. And I just think, leave them alone. I didn't think they looked that bad.
I think what they wear is important.
Not for pop singers,
no, I think for pop singers, the
exactly.
image is really important. And I think that is actually a distraction. I mean, the smart women decide how they want to come over. They decide what they want to look like.
They can't wear a suit, can they?
Madonna, for example. No, but Madonna will dress provocatively if it's called for a particular type of image. She will also wear a suit if she thinks that's going to get the right message across. They didn't look like they were in control of what they were wearing.
It didn't look authentic, did it?
No, they looked like they'd been styled within an inch of their lives and they weren't comfortable. And I think that's key. I think if they're not able to carry it off, then I think it's not going to work.
I think if women that dress provocatively, you know, not as opposed to pop stars, it usually means that they're like that anyway. They could be in, honestly, their pyjamas and they're still going to go, hello. You know those kind of women.
Positive behaviour, though. That's not the way.
They're women that I personally don't get on with terribly well. I can't imagine why not. who always have to associate themselves with men on a provocative level. Instead of just going, hello, how do you do? My name's Lynda Bellingham. I have to have my what's-its hanging out and go, hello.
Cheating, isn't it?
They're annoying. They're very annoying people.
They are permanent flirts. You know, that's different. It's like, you know, you should never judge people for what they're wearing.
Oh, I
and
think
if women want to walk around with bits hanging out and dressing provocatively, if other women have a problem with that, then that's their problem. It isn't the people who... You should just let people dress... Well, let's all go around in cardigans and elasticated waist skirts and tops, shall we? Oh, lovely.
No, we're not saying they should wear cardigans, but actually the way they look is a part of the whole package.
Party looking sexy.
Well,
Get your cardi on.
I don't want someone's big what's-its turning up at my dinner party waving them around in front of my husband. I wouldn't wave mine around in front of anyone else's husband.
Why? Why do you feel insecure?
I don't feel insecure. I just think it's inappropriate and I think it's disrespectful. Someone wouldn't do that to another girl if they were sensitive.
Lisa, seriously, Carol, it's difficult nowadays because, as I say, everybody at the moment... The other day I was thinking, gosh, everybody has everything out now, don't they? Everybody wears very low T-shirts. Well, a lot more than... Say, and actually then I thought, well, what am I moaning about? Because in the 18th century they had even more out.
You should have got them out on Strictly.
It's up, down, up, down.
I know, well, talking of Strictly...
Oh, let's not.
Didn't Lynda bow out in style this weekend?
She was robbed.
And may I say...
You were robbed, mate.
May I say, you carried yourself through that dance like a lady.
Thank you.
Throughout the whole competition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, I'd just like to thank everybody who voted for me and say that I'm quite relieved, between you, me and the gatepost, that it's over.
Do you think if you'd have turned up dressed like Candy Rain, you might have got a few more votes, Lynda?
I think, looking at that panel, no.
Well, it's nice to have you back all
It's very
to
nice to be here.
ourselves.
Thank you.
OK, time...